Monday, May 13th. As you can see by my gear, I'm dressed for winter. I think it's like 4 degrees outside, which in Fahrenheit is cold. I don't know. It's just complete crap weather. We can't seem to break this cycle we're in. I think a lot of people in the Eastern Corn Belt are in the same thing. We're just getting this moisture coming up from the Gulf right up to the Great Lakes here, and we're soggy. I'll show you what it looks like outside. Soggy. So anyways, we're kind of jammed up on stuff to do here. Just waiting for the weather to break. So not sure what this week's gonna bring you. Last week I ran into kind of the same issues, but we were able to cultivate that 38 acres, so that was kind of nice to do that. But this week I'm not sure. The long range looks pretty tough. Between Thursday night, Friday, and over the weekend, we got 1.5 inches of rain, so we're out for a while until it really decides to warm up and dry out. So I think we gotta start doing some reevaluation on some corn hybrids that we have ordered and in the shed here. We're gonna have to start switching out some maturity. I know they say that we shouldn't have to until May 25th, but I'm just looking at the long range and thinking that probably be best to be proactive and try to get some of these switched before everybody pulls the pin at the same time and it's a complete gong show. So I think with the wet weather, we're going to kind of do some of those jobs, make sure that everything's in place from a plan standpoint for the crops, and then got a little bit of work we can do around the grain setup. The other thing too that I think we're going to try to do today is make some holes for some sonotubes with a vac truck. We got to put a shipping container up on some concrete pillars, and I'm going to do it with sonotubes. And so I'm gonna get some holes, hopefully bored today. So I'm gonna go out there and measure the distance that I have to do and where they gotta get marked. Do that quick this morning. But I don't think there's a lot on the go, which is really frustrating. But we can't control the weather, and we can't control the grain markets either, thanks to the US-China dispute. So we just learned to modify our plans to keep going. It's cold out. I had to get gloves to do this job, but I'll give you an idea of what we're up to here. Sandy and I got the area marked where we want the holes for the shipping container and where we want to put the sonotubes in. You can see the yellow on the ground here. So we'll get them hopefully done here after lunch. We're about 12 feet off the edge of the bin here. Originally there was supposed to be another bin built here, but because we had to change some of the design, the way the room got compressed between the overhead structure and the pit area, we actually had to do the reclaim for the bins to the north on the east side here. Because of that, the reclaim conveyor is on this east side, catching those two bins. So to me it just makes more sense now that any future expansion will do out in this area, because we already have the upright structure for the leg support there that kind of chops off that area of the field. So we figured instead of having the expense of another drag conveyor over here to reclaim and capture corn, we got one there already. We might as well take advantage of it. So future expansions there, and that's why I decided that we could come off the edge of the bin a little bit and put our shipping container for the electrical stuff right here. It's a 20-foot shipping container you can see over there that we're putting in, and we're just going to run a lot of the electricals and controls in this area on the one wall here that faces the north. The nice part about it is that we're really close to the dryer panel we have to get to with the dryer controller that's going to be in the shipping container. So it just works out really nice here, and we're consolidating a lot of old panels that we have on the older bins here. There's like a panel there, there's a panel there, and I got another panel set up in the old dryer shack. So we're consolidating all that stuff, cleaning it all up, and getting it into one location. And it's just going to be nice and tidy for that kind of stuff. So hopefully, as I said, we get these holes hydrovac'd out after lunch. I'm going to go check out where they're working right now to see how they're making out. And I'll just give you an idea of what we're doing inside the shipping container here. So this is the shipping container. It's a one-time use. That's why the doors handles are higher. Normally on ones that get used all the time, they're down here for trucks, but these ones are up higher. So they come over with product in them, and then they just stay here and they get sold. So they're pretty handy, watertight building that's just really flexible. So I use one for our generator for phase 3 power, but the plan is to just leave these doors on. I'm going to build a wall just inside here about 6 inches and have a normal door, and then when we're not really using it, I can close it all up and keep it pretty tight and secure. So I might take these doors off eventually, but we'll see how it goes. What we do have to do is on this one wall here, because of the electrical, I gotta get it framed up, insulated, and put plywood up there so they can put panels on, or electrical panels on it, and the dryer control panel. So we'll try to do that this week now that we have some time with the weather, and then we'll get those holes with the sonotubes in. Hopefully I can get some concrete this week just to pour the holes, and then we can actually get ready to swing that over on top of those sonotubes for the electrical guys. We're planning on keeping it about a foot off the ground, that way we can crawl underneath it and then put wires up through the floor and not kind of through the side, so it just kind of keeps it a little tidier and neater. We did the same thing over on the shipping container for the generator. So we'll pick away at this stuff. I think all the wire is supposed to show up for the job here today, and then we'll be at some underground stuff, and hopefully this week I can help the electrician bury a whole bunch of underground while we're not in the field, and get that out of the way so they don't need me to do that later. But weather's crap, but we're going to take advantage of the downtime that we're not in the field to make sure these other jobs get done and everything stays on track. Got the holes made here. So they did 4 holes, probably I would say 16-18 inches wide, and it only took them like 20 minutes, and there was no mess. So pretty cool. So Sandy and I are just going to level out the sonotube so we can set the shipping container on it.